In today's video, I'm going to be bringing you an early access showcase / review of the brand new Vibrant Realism PBR texture pack that's being released by 5 Frame Studios. What I can tell you is that this texture pack will be released at 990 mine tokens when it comes out, but what I can't tell you is when it releases. All I know is that it's coming out soon, but I don't know the exact date, so please do allow me there. A massive thank you to 5 Frame Studios for giving me early access to this texture pack so I could get this showcase / review done for all of you. And a massive thank you to them for letting me release this video whenever I wanted. It was completely up to me. So thank you so much. And thank you to all of you for checking out today's video. Let's go and see what Vibrant Realism PBR is going to look like. And so I've loaded into a realm with the Vibrant Realism PBR texture pack. And before we begin properly, let me just say again, a massive thank you to 5 Frame Studios for giving me early access to this pack. I have been sitting on this pack for a while because I wanted to wait for the release date to be announced, but I've got some time. We're going to do a review or a showcase on this pack now. I'm not 100% sure when the pack releases, so all I know is it's relatively soon, so just keep an eye out. And I'm also aware that it's going to cost 990 mine tokens in the Minecraft Marketplace on release day. There should also be 2 sub-pack settings in this pack. You'll have the full version, which will have Heightmaps, and you'll have an X16 version, which will be more vanilla and will not have Heightmaps. So just bear that in mind. Now, if we have a look a little bit around the world, right, okay, immediately we've got these guys and hello. Okay, whoa. Hey, he looks like he's doing that little rock-on symbol on the back of his head. Now, I have spoken to the developers, and I did say the first thing that I said to them when I saw these mobs was they're a little bit scaly, which we'll see on some mobs probably works quite well, and on other mobs it doesn't work too great. Like this guy, for instance, looks like he probably needs a bit of Nivea cream on his skin to help sort out some of that dry skin. It's a very weird feeling. But what I will say 100% to start with is I definitely prefer something like this than to that kind of uncanny, weird realism that we started to get, or we were getting, to be honest, towards the end of standard texture packs, where it was very photorealistic and hyper-realistic. I'm not saying I particularly like the scaling on here, but if you was to put them side by side, I would prefer this type. He still feels chunky, he still feels bold, he still feels big, but he doesn't have that uncanny weirdness. He's just a little bit weird and a little bit in need of cream. But you can see he's got Heightmaps on him. I'm a big fan of Heightmaps. I'm willing to forgive a bit of jankiness here for a creative art style. You'll also have noticed that there is animated foliage in the area here as well, just to add a bit more pressure on your processing power. And we've got Heightmaps on grass as well. And I think this is one of the packs that genuinely uses Heightmaps quite a lot. There is not an overload, but a definite excessive amount of Heightmaps. And for me, I think it's awesome. I like Heightmaps. I'm a big fan of Heightmaps and what they can bring. I'm a big fan of the Heightmaps in this pack as well, because if you can see it here on the compression, we have Heightmaps here. But as you say, start to take away darkness, you can see on here potentially there's a Heightmap along the top left-hand corner of the block because the light is hitting the Heightmap. And then on the bottom right-hand corner, it's more of a normalized, flatter surface. The shadows really are bringing in the light to make the Heightmaps hit. We can also see on here as well that we've got pebbles, which may also reflect some light. We've got some detailing, like you see that there. It's a very subtle detail, but right there as that pebble block, stay away from my cursor. You want to look at these silver blocks here, these silver little dots on here. It's a dull, dark, but slowly lights up as you move around. And it's just a great indicator of what vibrant visuals and PBR can do to making certain elements of blocks work. But like if we're looking at this pig, for instance, it doesn't look too crazy. Like you can see it's got the Heightmaps on it. It's got the swirls. It's got the indentations. It's got the movements. He's got a very nice nose. It's got a cool pig. So in some mobs, it's not overbearing. It's there, and if you focus on it too much, you will see it. But if you kind of just take it back at a full picture, I think it works quite well as like a shading, and I really like this pig. I think this pig is cool. But if we was to say head over into this direction, I'm sure we'll see it shortly. Oh, there's a chicken here. We can see the chicken. We've got the chicken on here. Again, it has that height map and the face. For me, the eyes on the chicken here are a little bit weird. More so than the kind of scaliness on this guy as he's moving around a bit. And my shadows here. But they have gone for the realism. We've got the dust as he's kicking up when he's walking. But one thing I really like is the bulkiness of the mobs. Now, I was saying on live stream recently that when it comes to realism texture packs, I don't like packs that present like a flatter edge or a thinner mob model. This chicken, for instance, he's big and bulky. He's going on the table for Christmas dinner. That's it, my friend. You bulk up, okay? Are the mobs perfect? No. No. And I don't care if I've got early access. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm going to tell you guys the truth. The mobs are not perfect. But I, like I say, would definitely take this over a few other examples. And there's definitely something to work on here. So who knows? Maybe there could be a little bit of an update and a little bit of a fixer-rooney before release. Who knows? But let me know down in the comments, guys. Listen, the creators will be watching. They're very, very watchful of what people are saying. So let us know down in the comments what you think. And hopefully they'll see it. And they may take on some of your advice. If we come over here as well, we've got the sheep. Now, this sheep guy, he's looking very bright walled. And here, like, again, like the pig, I don't think it looks too bad. I don't think it looks too crazy. When you look at his face, though, for instance, around here, hello, buddy, then we start to get a bit of that weird realism effect. Like, kind of looks like he's out of Wallace and Gromit with the weird facial expression there. I feel like there's a lot of uncanniness to realism in general, but if we move away from that, we can see the sunlight bouncing off of his back, by the way, lighting him up like crazy. If we move away from that and just have a look here, look at the light, the way the light is moving over that birch forest down the hill. And you can see immediately the shadows, you can see the brightness. And I will say that when the brightness hits, it is very, very bright. I'm on about 100% brightness, and my settings are high for everything except volumetric fog, which is set to ultra. But when it's bright, it's definitely bright. We are getting some strong God rays, and I'm trying to stay as low as possible here to really show it off. But that for me, right here, if we pull back slightly, you see here, you see the way the light's hitting the block to begin with. It's massively bright. And then as we move closer to the hill, closer to where shade and shadow comes in, that darkness is amazing. Like, it's really chalk and cheese. And again, you can see the pebbles pretty much sticking out in the dirt there as well, which is just really, really good. I love that bit of detail, that God ray there as well, as we just pop through. Very, very nice. I've got it currently set to day. And if we was to run through a forest, like, look at the lighting down here. Some of you guys are very, very smart when it comes to shadows, and you know all about pixelated and smooth shadows, which not really something I'm aware of. But just so you guys know, you guys can see the shadows as we're going through. We've got some flowers down here as well. If we was to just like run through, look over the world. I think I'm on about 24 chunk render distance as well. So you can just see how it goes. But this is what I'm here for. This stuff right here. The way this light is just bouncing through. It's lighting up the area here, but then the darkness is very strong and very, very prominent. Now, I don't want to shy away from one particular mob. There is one mob that really does make me laugh. And not in the best way. And I have raised this. I'm going to get this. I'm going to show you guys. It's the cow. Now I'm going to put this guy down here. Try not to laugh, okay? Now the cow for me, right? Like I like his movement. I like his big and bulkiness. I don't necessarily like his markings with the height maps. I think he's very much dry skin and scaly. But the one bit that I don't like for certain is he needs a nose. He's way too flat-faced. He looks like he's run into a wall. And so I just wanted to make sure I pointed that out to you guys so you guys don't think I'm hiding any of this stuff. But those are the key mobs that we go through. Let's have a little fly around and just see some of the world. So you can see it's very bright. Very bright when the light is hitting. If we go over here, we can see, first of all, we can see what stone is looking like down here. Let's get into here. See, like down here, once shade hits, shade is so good. I think shade looks perfect. Genuinely do. I think it's a little bit too bright in the brighter areas. But then we've got the stone here with some height mapping going on. That is stone, right? I'm not looking at andesite. Yep, that is stone. We've then got over here with granite as well. Lighter than dirt, which is good. The dirt lines up really well to the grass. We've got the acacia biome grass here as well. We've got gravel, I believe, on here as well. And I'd say this pack is probably a little bit rough around the edges. But I mean... it's not, by any means, it's not the worst that I've ever seen. It's not the worst Vibrant Visual Pack I've seen at all. You got like variation in the pig here as a more yellowed pig runs around. And if we go through, I want to get into this acacia biome a little bit more. So we can just see how that biome coloring might occur. So I believe there was like a yellow hue. If we do that again, let's pull back out to here. Just see. So this is how like the standard biome lighting is for a kind of plains area. And if we pop into an acacia biome, there is a touch of yellow that's occurring into the distance there. It's not overbearing, it's not crazy, but there is a touch of yellow. We can come through a bit more and just see what we're dealing with around about here. Get through there, and then I think if we head into this direction as well, like, look, you can just see, this is how bright it is, by the way. Look at that with the god rays on that. That is mad. That is mad. And there'll be people out there that love a bright world, and there are people out there that love a bright world, and I'm not here to tell you you're wrong at all. There's a cherry biome. There's a cherry biome. Here we go. Some people like a darker world, some people like a lighter world. I like a pinker world, I'll be real. So let's get down here. Let's get a little run through onto the cherry grove so we can see, keep an eye on the sky. How's this going to look? Into here, the green grass returning. Oh, look at the sky going pink. Oh, okay. You see, look, the colors are drawn back. It's a bit darker. This is, oh, that is nice. That is really nice. And you know what I think is a good benefit here? The balance of color. The balance of color looks really good here. I might argue that in some biomes it's a little bit too bright, but right here, that balance of color on the pink with the light coming through as well. Ooh la la, do you know what I mean? Ooh la la, that is nice. Look at that. Up there as well. Yeah, I'm here for that. That is really good. There's definitely some things here to love in my opinion. Definitely. And then, so what we can do, I think, let's head over to here. We see that bright water as we come through the biomes. Now, obviously, you wouldn't be up as high as I was just then. If we get down to a flatter area, we can see, okay, so we've got the sun on the water. Hey, you know what? I don't hate that water at all. What's that? What's that reflecting off of the water surface? Can't tell what that is. Is that's just the blocks reflecting off of the water surface there? That's, oh no, that's the clouds. Is it? I can't tell. That might be the clouds. That's a little bit weird. A little bit of a weird effect on the waterfront. But if we look here at the water animation, I love the reflection of the sun. That glistening and shining like a diamond is really nice. And the water animation itself, while it's a little bit fast, that's actually quite smooth. Hey, that's all right, you know. I'm going to save going underwater for when we go to the ocean monument. So just forgive me on that one as we walk over the gravel. What I want to do here is just set the world. I think I need to do day, ready to game rule. Where are we? That one there. I want to set it to day. I want to set it to noon, first of all. So this is how it would look at noon. Very bright. Very bright. You may need to even turn down brightness, in fact. Like I say, this is set at 100% brightness. We may need to talk about turning it down. In fact, let me see what it looks like if I turn it down to 80. So I've turned it down to 80 here, and I have to say, I can't notice too much of a difference. So what I'm going to do again is just try and turn it down a little bit more. I feel like it is quite a bright world, which is probably a bit too bright for me in my eyes. Let's turn it down. We'll try 60. 60 gamma. Continue. I feel like as we're turning it down, that doesn't feel too bad. Like, I feel like there was a slight difference there, which doesn't feel too bad at all. And in fact, it kind of mellows out the water a little bit. Obviously, we've got that fog off in the distance that really just helps with the render distance. But okay, let me set that back to 100 so we can stay consistent. So I've put it back to 100%, and hopefully I can remember to put the 60% and 100% brightness on the screen. I think there definitely is a difference on the block face, and how the light hits the block faces, I think is very, very good. The fog maybe needs a bit of a tone down or a little bit of a rebalance slightly. It is quite bright at noon. I'm going to save nighttime, in fact, for when we look at the hostile mobs so that we can just kind of stick to a format. So let me go and try and find, I'll probably go and find an ice biome and a desert so we can just see what they look like. Give me a second. And so there is an ice biome area over there, but I noticed there's a tiger biome here. And not only did I notice there was a tiger biome here, but I noticed some crazy looking god rays, like probably the best kind of god rays that you could, like, look at that over there. You've got the sun coming across. You can see the light hitting the trees, which I think, while a little bit bright, is still really cool. But then look at the kind of cinematic nature of these trees down here, looking really good as I move around. And then I thought what we could do is just have a little run through. Maybe what I'll do is set it back to noon for a second. Maybe noon's not the right one because it's going to be right above us. But we can just have a little see through. I mean, it's got the lights. Look, just as we're running through into here. And you've got the kind of natural tones of green adding to that realism effect. This isn't uncanny realism at all. This isn't photorealism. This isn't nasty realism. This feels like Minecraft realism for the most part. And again, it's not perfect. But this doesn't feel like Minecraft with, or what would I say? This doesn't feel like realism with Minecraft. This feels like Minecraft with realism, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. But look at that. Just the lighting here. Like, it's not what people think real should look like in Minecraft. It's what people think Minecraft should look like real. And these things matter, you know. They're very, like, the way it's explained is very important in my opinion. But that looked kind of cool, man. And it's very, like, even like the trees, the browns that are used, the greens that are used. Look at that. I see a lot here to like. I see some here not to like and some to question. But I see a lot here that can be liked. And then if we come over here. Okay, so we get that whiter fog background color. I feel like that white biome, I mean, again, incredibly bright. Incredibly bright, really feel the heat coming off the sun. But that white biome color, I think does a lot to introduce that cold air feeling that you get. And trust me, in London, it's freezing at the moment. So I don't know if you guys can tell I'm a little bit ill. But I know what it's like to be around cold air. London is not good at the moment. And this gives me that vibe, that cold air vibe. Not to say that this pack reminds me of London, but it gives me that cold air vibe here, which is quite nice. And if we come up the top, you can really see, look, that colder air really complementing the snow. Yeah, I see a lot here to like. Let's go and find that desert. And this might be where the brightness becomes very overloady, because this is hot right here. It is very bright, even with the sun slowly starting to set. I feel like we're getting like a pulsing light feel, but that yellow, the sun bouncing off the rocks. And then you've got here. So this is where I was saying that sometimes I think it works with the mobs. Now, there's a lot going on here, and it's not the prettiest rabbit you're ever going to see, or bunny, or what is it? Rabbit, yeah. But you can kind of build a lore with the cracked skin of it being in like a heated biome and getting dry skin and whatnot. There is a degree of it where it makes a little bit of sense. But it is very bright and very hot here. And then again, height maps galore, which is awesome. Not every foliage is animated, it should also be said. I guess there's a lot of lighting effects going on here, so they've decided against animating some of this stuff just to try and help with some performance. But yeah, guys, listen, I think there's a lot here to like, and there's a few bits here that you can definitely question and maybe needs tightening, maybe needs tweaking. Like the brightness probably needs tweaking. Some of the mob models probably needs a little bit of tweaking, but that tiger biome looked amazing. I really like the cold biome effect in the ice plains. I really like that realism color of the greens in the trees and stuff like that as well. So I think there's some really good stuff here. We've gone on for a while on this section and we still got a lot to go. So let's go and see a village. So we're going to stay in this desert village for now, just so that we can have a look at what's going on. And immediately I'm seeing this iron golem. So while there are some elements to this design that I may not like the eyes, probably looks like he hasn't slept in a while. He's got those reflections, and those reflections go a long way for me. They really do. I'm a big fan of the reflections. Has he got custom animations as well? I'm not sure. That's a question for you guys, but those reflections are awesome. I think those reflections are really, really good. He's got the dark eyes. He's got the height maps on him, which go a long way. I like that. I think that... Oh, sorry. I thought we were far enough away, but I do like that. That's cool. We can see some of the crops on here as well, which is good. Very bright desert. You may have to tweak your settings. And then we got a villager here. So the villager, very much of the same essence as that pillager that we saw. I can't quite pick him for some reason. Can I pick you? Thank you very much. Now, this biome is probably the only biome where this scaly fill makes a lot of sense. Again, for that dry skin that I was talking about. None of these guys look like they've slept for a while. But again, I would take this or as close to this than that weird photorealism stretched face design. It's such a weird balance when it comes to realism, isn't it? Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I will say no diversity immediately, which is a bit disappointing. So again, a little bit of a mixed bag going on here. Big fan of the reflections that we're seeing though in the iron golem. And then also you can see, look on here. This is cut sandstone, getting some reflections on here as well. A lot of reflective surfaces. Really striking with those vibrant realism PBR settings for these reflections. We've got the height maps as well. If anything, this texture pack is utilizing a lot of what is new to the settings. It even feels like the light is hitting these blocks a lot harder than it would normally. You can see here, look. No real apparent height map on here because the light isn't hitting that side of the block. But then the height map goes crazy there because it is, and it's causing the shadow, which I'm a big fan of that as well. And then we've got the red sand over here. I just want to have a look at this as we fly through. The shading on this red sand looks really nice. And I think the height maps are really helping from afar, just like that, giving it some depth to the texture. Again, I'm not going to try and sit here and say that this is a perfect texture pack. But there's things I like, and I wasn't 100% certain that was going to be the case when I saw the name of the pack. Let's set it to nighttime, and let's see how hostile mobs look. So I've taken us back to a more greener area of the world, and somewhere that we can really just have a look at how the light is affecting the world, how the fog works for the render distance, and we can really just see how all of this is coming together. You can see the green vibrancy of the grass below us as well, some more animated foliage. But what I wanted to look at was first of all the sun, which is very bright to stare at. And then if we set the time to sunset, which is, where are we? Over here. Wow. Wow, that sun is bright. I like the color of the biome. Look, the purple color going off into the distance here. That's really nice. Oh, look at that. Look, you can't tell me that there isn't some awesome visuals here, man. Look at that. That is so cool. That looks really nice. Oh, man. I'm standing by. I think this pack, rough around the edges. Definitely rough around the edges. But there is some absolute beauty here. Look at that as it's still, look, the sun is still trying to set behind some trees. This is going to be awesome. I know this is the hostile mob section, but in vibrant visuals, I've got all day, every day for a sunset. Look at the orange. I don't look at many sunsets. I don't know if that's quite how it happens naturally, but the purple from over there into the orange as the sun disappears behind. Oh, it's getting dark. It's getting dark. And I have set the world back to 100%. I just want to see, where does the sun go? There it is. It is slowly disappearing. Okay, and then if we turn around, the moon. Whoa, that is a big moon. And look at the purple. The Enderman is here as well. We'll see you in the end, mate. But look, you've got moonlight rays coming down. That's a nice moon as well. Look at the way it affects the clouds and that purple even more. The sun's still just trying to hold on to some last light as well. And then if we come over here, maybe we can just see what's going on. And this, by the way, is very much uncharted territory for me now. We see the moon on here. I definitely didn't want to look at too much of the pack beforehand. So now this is all brand new. But we've got the reflection on here. Look at the blue of the sky. The darkness of the world as well. Again, we're on 100% brightness. It doesn't feel too bright. And that might be why it's so bright during the day. Maybe they've done something to make it feel brighter at night, which has made it feel a little bit too bright during the day. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. This will be your arachnophobia warning, by the way. This is a realism texture pack. No idea how the spiders are going to look. Let's see what night vision does. It does light us up a bit. Okay. Not a bad effect there, to be honest. And if we get down here, we can see a skeleton. Oh, okay. Not the best face on that. Now, question is that really got any height maps going on it and we're just not seeing it at night? It's quite a basic skeleton there. Not the biggest of fans about that. I like the color, but that might be about it on that one. I wonder if I can get myself a torch. How would that look? Let's grab ourselves a torch. Wanted to see if it would cause any lighting effects on a height map or anything, but doesn't look like it would. That light is radiating off of that. No, I'm not seeing any immediate height maps off of the skeleton there. Not the nicest skeleton at all there, unfortunately. The spider, oh, get out of here with those legs. And see, I think the scaliness of the mob here, I think it works. Oh, that is grim. Why has he only got 6 legs? Oh, is the 2 at the front there the pincers? Oh, he's got the bright red eyes as well. Yeah, that is grim in the best way possible. Okay, let's pull away from him. Do we have a creeper or a zombie or even both around would be nice. Here's a zombie. Okay. He looks like he's crying. Very blotchy skin. Oh, he just blinked. Why did that blink feel nasty? Do it again. Blink for me, bro. I know you just blink. Oh, that sent a shiver up my spine. The zombies blink in Minecraft. That, oh, I like it. I liked it. I like that blink. Oh, that was a fast one then as well. He's got multiple blinks. Okay. Very vanilla in outfit. And again, I'm not really getting height map feels off of these. It's more of just like a texturing. Maybe it's because of the time of day. Maybe it's because of where we're standing. Vibrant visuals is all about angles, but yeah, okay. Oh, they're standing in water. Vibrant visual running water is very weird in general, isn't it? Okay, there's a witch over here. He's got that pillager back of head. Hi, how are you? Doesn't feel as overstated at night, actually. Maybe that's what was going wrong with the pillager. Don't know. Is there a creeper around just to help us wrap up this section? Let's go and find one. So I'm going to have to spawn one in here. Okay. Fair dudes, you know what? I want to test something here. Let me set time, day. Aha, so they do have height maps. But at night, because of the way the lighting works on the height map, it's not as apparent, but it is there. Okay. That blotchiness is quite consistent throughout the pack. It works in some places, it doesn't work in others. It probably works with the creeper, but it is very much going to be whether or not you like this style of art, I think. I don't particularly. I also don't think it's the worst thing I've ever seen. Probably a bit middle of the run for me. Gotta be honest, you know, just because we've got early access, we still have to be very, very honest. I'm not going to go and tell lies just because we got our privilege here. So for me, so far, I'm above average. I'm above average, but there are things I don't particularly like. Let's head out to the ocean and let's go and see the ocean monument. So we're floating above an ocean monument here. Not only is this going to be an ocean monument, but it's going to be our first opportunity to see what it's like underwater. So let's go. Let's let it catch up with us a little bit. I really like the kelp. Ooh, the way that came in. You know what? Visibility during the day underwater is really nice. Oh, that is nice. That is some really nice bluey purple color going on here. And it makes the ocean monument feel so ominous in the distance here as well. Oh, I like that. And we've got the height maps on the block here that we can see. It's the traditional Y-shaped design of prismarine bricks. Got the prismarine here as well. Now these blocks are going to hit so different out of water, but you can still see the height map popping through. Like, look at that. That looks nice. Okay, let's get up here. We've got the lantern as well. The reflection under there. Did you see that? The reflective part of that block too. Oh, reflections are so good. They're so, so good in this pack. Let's open this up. Let's get... Is there an Elder Guardian around? There is, there is. Oh, he's dark as well. Okay. Here we go. Let's let him out. Come on. Come for a swim, buddy. We need to see you. Your adoring audience must know how you look, my friend. Oh, he's blinking as well. Okay. Oh, he's got a fast... Like, they've got so much bulk to them. I love that. There's so much bulk and body, and they blend in so well to the blocks. There's a reflective tone to him as well. That looks so good. It's difficult to make him out, but that looks so good from what I can see. And again here, quite big and bulky. Yeah, I'm here for this. This is so nice. Okay, yeah, no, I think this is really good, man. You guys need to get into the comments and let me know. Try to review the pack. When you're dropping a comment, try to review the whole pack as a whole. I see some people write comments as they're going on, and like, you know, they'll write out a really long comment as they're watching. And they're awesome to read when I read those. So do think about doing that so I can see. Do we have a drowned around? Can't see one anywhere. Do we have, as gives us a chance to look around the water a little bit more. Visibility is not terrible though. We can see the underside of the water, the light hitting it. Why is there no drowned around? That's really annoying. Really, really annoying. Guys, this is already a long texture pack review. Come on now. Out you come. We'll grab the drowned and we'll place one of those down there. There we go. Okay, so they feel very cousin-y to the zombies. Again with the height maps. Again with that kind of scaly, dry skin feel. Now, these guys look like they've been in water for too long. It kind of works. Again, like, you can make ways to make the textures make sense in certain places, which isn't too bad. And then if we go to set time, because we haven't seen it, let's see what the water looks like at night. Okay, so we've got that purple lighting effect going on through there. Now, is that the placement of the moon? I'm guessing it must be. Where is the moon? Yeah, that's the placement of the moon. So we just gotta let the water, we gotta get the light catch up with us in underwater here. But again, not the worst visibility underwater. It's not perfect, but it's not the worst. There's definitely something here. Let's go night vision. And then the night vision really works to light us up here as well. Alright, this has been my favorite section so far. Let's head underground. Let's see a trial chamber. Now, the keen-eyed texture pack reviewers of you will see that I have made a bit of a mistake because I forgot to show you caves and I also forgot to show you lush cave biomes. So let's have a little look in here. The glowberries are amazing. I don't care what anyone says. This is no night vision. This is pure vibrant realism PBR textures. Brightness 100%. That is amazing, amazing glowberries. And the water down here as well, looking awesome in that light. That's so good. And then if we head over and try and find ourselves a bit of a cave, we'll come back because I do want to see the trial chamber, but this felt like a good place to do this. We pop under here. So this is the kind of brightness that you're dealing with in a cave. Obviously, we've got the lava here. But this is how the brightness would pretty much look. We don't seem to have much of a glowing ore at the moment. What kind of ore is this here? This is deep slate iron ore. So they haven't gone for the glowy ores to begin with, I guess. At least not with the iron. We've got redstone over here as well. Not necessarily glowy ores. Some people like glowy ores, some people don't. So that's absolutely fine. But I like this. I really like that lush cave biome. That lush cave biome was amazing. And if we come over to here, we can see... Ooh, hello. Okay. Look at that. So we've got the reflective surfaces down here in the light on the amethyst blocks. And then look at how bright the amethyst clusters are. And again, Heightmaps trying to do work. And I do think it's amazing how the Heightmaps only work in certain lighting effects and angles. Really brings and drives home the depth of the block and the shadows there. Where is that trial chamber? It's around here somewhere. There it is. Got the heat coming off of the redstone lamps in here as well. And you've also got the glowberries. Wow. Hold on a second. Look at that. Oh, that lit up nice. You can see here as well the spawner, whatever that is, the vault, has some reflections. You've got the reflections off the copper. Oh, there is some really good stuff to look at here. The weather doesn't have so much reflection, which is fine because it loses it. It doles out. But look at that. I get a bit of lag here from my realm. But yeah, you know what? The heat, the light, the brightness, it's good. It is good. For me, it's good. Again, let me know what you guys think. I can only tell you what I think. Genuinely. There's some really good stuff here. If we bring out a breeze, it's got that weird little mob design texturing of the scaliness on it. But it's got those bright eyes and the soft wind. And I just want to try and see. It's very hard to keep them in focus, but my eyes are just immediately drawn to like that reflectiveness. Yeah, this is cool. So I'm having a bit of trouble getting into my armory, but with the early access because of realms and flat world. So I'm going to try and get you guys at least a flyover in my armory during the day or during night or both even. But if I can't, then I had some problems and we'll just go straight to the Nether. But this is either the armory or the Nether. So into the Nether we go then. We're loading up. No night vision. Wow. Okay, it just needed the light to catch up. I was like, that is really dark. But okay, hang on. Oh, it's really dark because that's the soul soil. Oh, wow. That's like one of the first times I've seen somebody do that. Look at how dark that biome color is. It's like a really dark, murky green for the soul soil and the soul sand valley. We've got a ghast up here as well. Turn around, mate. Turn around. Okay. Oh, he doesn't want to be on camera. Can you be on camera, please? Because I was looking at some super cool visuals. All right, quite a basic ghast. Not too bad. The skeletons are a different tone to the bone block, which is always a bit of a shame for me. But yeah, that darker green in the soul sand valley is a choice. I like it. If we get down here as well, we can see Netherrack. Be interested to know how much of this has like height maps and stuff. I haven't filmed the Armoury section yet, so you guys will see it before I do, if it's got any, I guess. But okay, got the zombified piglin here. I love that one eye being lit up. He's got a bit of a limp as well. Oh, look at that. Walk for me, dog. Walk. Come on. Come on. Walk. Walk. Why aren't you walking? He's got reflection on his little wristband there as well. Oh, that limp. Yes, I'm here for that limp. I'm here for it. That's so good. That's so good. He's got a limp, mate. He's got a limp. That's awesome. Yeah, no worries. Carry on. Okay, look at the fire burning as well. You got that soft, darker red in that biome there as well. And look, it's... Oh, wow. Because I think in certain areas we're touching soul soil maybe. I don't know. Is that a pulsing color? Oh, I love the Nether, man. The Nether's so good. Look at the fire on these guys. And even the fire's got the burning light. Oh, man. Come on now. Okay. Let's head off into this direction. What have we got? We got a basalt delta. How's a basalt looking? Alright, a bit more grey. Okay. The lava. Look how bright the lava looks. Oh, and then we got the warped biome. I don't want to waste it on that little warped biome bit. I want to go into it properly. Hang on. Yeah, over here. Over here. Here we go. Here we go. Everybody close your eyes. Close your eyes. We're going to see it properly in a second. Hang on. Hang on. Go into creative. There we go. Okay, it's quite an understated green. A little bit more green than what we were seeing in the soul soil. I like the trees, though. I like the way the blue's hitting off the root. Or the bark, or whatever, the log, whatever we're calling that. Okay. And then if we head over here, any chance of a crimson one? The darkness in the Nether's so nice. Like, that is really dark. Why does it... It's like it pulses in a Nether waste. Like, sometimes it's red. And then as you're flying, it'll get, like, a lot darker in certain, like, patches and stuff. I'm here for it, though. Look, watch the darkness there. Kind of like, it's a bit bluer here. Maybe not so much a dark green, maybe a darker blue into that white. Oh, the biome colors are so nice. Do we have a crimson biome anywhere? And I found a crimson biome here. I'm very interested to see how this looks. I want to get through here. I will say, I don't know if it's the texture pack or the state of Minecraft or the realm and the lag or whatever that's coming off of the realm, but there is a bit of an uncomfortable movement at the moment. I feel like it's probably a bit of everything. Okay, we get that red biome color off into the distance there. Again, it's not super vibrant. It's not super in your face. Like, the lighting effects are. Like, look how bright that is. Look how bright that is. But the biome color is like, it's a more subdued red. Not necessarily a bad thing. And then you get, look, that darkness there again. Where does that darkness come from? Why does it pulse that darkness? I like it. I just want to know why it happens. Okay. And then if we head off into this direction, I believe I passed a fortress. All right, there we go. So there is the fortress. So if we get down here then, we should be able to see at some point. First of all, the bricks are nice. It's a good color on the bricks. That is mad bright. Look at that. It's like beckoning me in right there. Is that lava? No, that's actually glowstone. Wow, that's so bright. We come through here. We got any wither skeleton and blazes? Anything around here? Like, look at that. Ominous pathway down there. It's going to be blazes somewhere. I can hear them. Yeah, whoa, look how bright they are. Oh, wow. I really like that fiery effect going around as well. It feels Minecrafty. Like, they've not tried to make it a proper realistic fire, but if there was realism... Oh, hang on. The eyes are a bit weird, though. The eyes are a little bit weird. That feels very Pokemon-style eyes, in my opinion there. But I like the fire, and I like the rest of the blaze overall. Maybe just the eyes are a little bit weird. Do we have a wither skeleton around? That would be very nice if we could just find one. I hate being on a realm, I really do, especially in a buggy Minecraft game. I'm starting to get a little bit of motion sickness as I play this at the moment. I don't know if that's the texture pack. I don't know if that's just the state of Minecraft Bedrock, like I said earlier. But I'm going to be honest with you on this. It's a bit uncomfortable. And I'd be interested to give this another go when it's like finally released. You're mad bright as well. Okay, cool. With a skeleton anywhere, gives us a chance to just have a little look around. Doesn't look like it, so let's just spawn one in. So with and we're gonna, I need a skull for later. With a skeleton, spawn you in. Okay, not really worth the build up there. It's just a flip of a standard skeleton, unfortunately. Okay, and then if we grab ourselves some soul sand. Let's see, how does the wither look? So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3. Bright light as that went through. Oh, little pulsing of purple. Okay. Then we get the explosion. Okay, so it's got that kind of patchiness that you had for the rest of the mobs, really. And then it's got the bright eyes. But other than that, it's quite basic. Okay. Yeah, I would say I got a heavy amount of motion blur. Not motion blur. Motion sickness in here. And I don't know if that's all the reflections, all the brightness. I don't know if that's Minecraft Bedrock not necessarily working. But I liked the biomes. But this has been the most uncomfortable I've felt in the entire texture pack so far in terms of actual gameplay. So just bear that in mind. Let's head to the end. So into the end we go. Let's see how this looks. Let's pop this open. Okay. Alright, it's a... Ooh. Hello. Alright, I was going to say it's like the slightly grainiest of ends. Like very, very slightly. But as soon as that light hit, it smoothed out a lot. There is a slight grainy... It's not uncomfortable. I've seen worse. But there is a slight graininess to it. We've got the end stone here, which we may need the pulse of light for again. The enderman with that scaly fill. And the bright eyes as well. I do want the light to pop up again. Because what I want to do is get over here. Yes. Okay, so there's the height maps again. It's so easy. Just look at this here. Everything on this side, no height map, completely flat. Everything on that side when the light pulses, height maps. That's such an awesome effect. Let's get up here as well. You can see the iron bars with the reflections on there as well. You can see the top of the obsidian with the reflections. Hey man, this is I really like the reflections. I like the shadows, I like the reflections. The ender dragon is a slow fill. I'm not the biggest fan of this oval patchiness texture. But the ender dragon felt, again, very bulky. Like, she feels like she's been hitting the gym. She's very bulky. I think that's a custom animation there as well. And then when it's lit up, though, that light up feel is so good. Yeah, that is really nice. All right, let's head 10,000 blocks. TP. We're going to go 10,100. Yeah, I was telling them, Indy, I was telling them, we're going 10,100, 10,000. Right, okay. Immediately see. I love the way the end rods is lighting that up. Oh, you know what? That is not bad. That is not bad. It's like the brightness is caked in. It's growing on me, the brightness, you know. I love the way that the end rods are just lighting that up. And then if we look around as well, look, you can see the chorus fruits off in the distance. You've got another end thing over there. That pulse of light, I can't even see where it's coming from, but look at the way it's reflecting off the end stone here too. Ooh, this is a difficult one. It really is. Look how ominous that looked in the distance there as well. Let's head to an ancient city and let's see what the Warden looks like. And so we are in the ancient city now as I struggle with my words. And I haven't drunk a night vision potion yet. Now, one thing I will say, I said this a little bit earlier, was rough around the edges. I think the skulk is a little bit rough around the edges. It's a little bit overbearing. Now, that could be the random generation of the ancient city and how it's spawned with a lot of skulk blocks in one place. But it does start to get a little bit difficult to make out and a little bit staticky here. Definitely want to call that out. And that could also be with how dark the cave is around it. So it's not the most comfortable of experiences here. And I'm not going to make excuses really for it. I'm not going to like gloss over it. I do really like the way these soul lanterns are radiating light. And I do like as we get closer as well, you've got like almost a terracotta-y feel in some of this skulk. Which is a little bit blue, a little bit green. It's actually a bit different on the video recording as it is here as well, which is weird. But we get a darker blue into like a lighter bluey green here. You can tell as well the deep slate is kind of reverted back to a normal map with that lack of light there. So it's got that weird shady feel. And then as we get like looking at this is easier to look at here than that is to look at. Interesting. If we was to drink a night vision potion. Okay, it balances it out a little bit. Not a lot, but a little bit. And it makes the blocks a little bit easier to make out as well. Okay. I'll say I don't particularly like the deep slate without the light giving it its effect. I guess, because it feels a bit blurry. Which is a bit weird. But yeah, alright. Let's get the Warden out here. And so the Warden should be about to spawn. Okay. I like the way that skulk is on there on his arms and stuff. You can tell that's supposed to be somewhat of a height map here. He's got the pulsing going around him as well. That's creative. Bit unique. I've not seen that in many places. It might need a little bit of a fix. That kind of shiny glisten. I like how his heart area is lit up. I like how his eyes are practically invisible. And yeah, that kind of drippiness of skulk down his arms is quite cool. Okay. And if I was to put on a night vision potion, just so we can see him a little bit better. There we go. That's how he would look. I think he looks better at night though. Well, without the night vision. I think he looks better like that. More neutral. Yeah, that's kind of cool. All right, so what am I going to give this texture pack out of 10 then? Well, let's just start straight away. There are two elements that are definitely going to be divisive is the word I think I'm looking for there. Two very big elements. Firstly, the brightness of the world is probably going to divide a few people. Some people are going to say it's too bright. Some people are probably going to say it's perfect. I'm of the essence that it's slightly too bright. And then the second one is going to be the overall textures for the mobs. That kind of patchy, scaly, dry, skinny type of feel. Now, I'm able to make allowances for it with things like the creeper. I thought it looked really good on the spider. I think it looks okay on a camel. But then there are questionable ones, like the pillager, the villagers looked a bit weird. The cow definitely looked a bit comical. So there's improvement areas there as well. So those are the big two kind of not necessarily red flags, but questionable areas. And they kind of stop it from being a perfect pack, like perfectly high score pack. And if I'm operating on the lines that are 6 is an average, I think with the reflections, the height maps, the way the height maps interact with the lighting, the colors of the biomes, I'm leaning towards a 7, with the caveat being that this could very easily have been a 6 on a different day. I think they've caught me on a good day here today. Maybe there's some elements of height map bias and I don't know, just like glazing the reflections. I feel like those are my two big things that if you've got them working, you're going to get a good score from me if they're working really well. In terms of realism, you guys know where I stand on realism in Minecraft. I do not like realism in Minecraft. I hate photorealism. I hate all of that uncanny valley style stuff. But if we were going to do realism, the bulkier mob models that we're getting here and the attempts at lighting and how it's working here, I lean towards this more than I do another pack. And I'm not going to name another pack. This is Vibrant Realism PBR's chance to shine. This is how I want to see realism move towards and be perfected into this area. Not an uncanny photorealism looking like a love child of Johnny Depp and Danny Trejo. Like, you know, I need to see something there. So I'm going to go for a 7 today. Could have been a 6, but I'm going to go for a 7. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think. Please do leave your review, your opinions. The developers are watching, so, you know, get down there and let me know. Please do leave a like on the video, and if you're new to the channel, please do hit the subscribe button. Once again, a massive thank you to 5frame Studios. They've been an amazing friend to the channel. They were one of the first creators that let me interview them for my website, dasman.gg, which you can head over there and see my texture pack review database and see where I rank this with all of the other ones. And a massive thank you for the early access as well. I hope my criticisms have been taken as constructive and not just the ramblings of a madman, but some people could say that's the truth as well. But thank you very much for the early access, and thank you very much to all of you for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace!